Peace, family. Welcome to BattleOnline.com, your one-stop shop for the highest hip-hop edutainment. Bringing you the dopest no-limit interviews, hip-hop legends, reviews, views, news, and more. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content. Peace, family. It's your boy Fonzie from BattleOnline.com, and we're joined this week with another exclusive guest. And this is QB, formerly of TIU and No Limit Records. What's good with yourself?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, real good, man. Definitely a pleasure to have you on the platform and stuff. Definitely a huge fan of the stuff that I've heard you on and stuff. So we're definitely interested to hear more about your story, your journey, and that too.
Yeah, no problem. I started hanging out with No Limit in 1995 with DJ KLC. KLC is my cousin-in-law. And we used to always be in club rumors in New Orleans. And KL DJ there all the time. So, Mr. Servon and P used to play basketball together. And so that's how everything got connected through Mr. Servon. So when Servon connected everybody together, which he had, it was Mia X, Moby Dick, which is Master P cousin, and KLC, they all was together, making production together, while PC and Silk was in California. So they had to fly out to the Bay Area. And that's where it all started at. So I was hanging out with them, doing shows in New Orleans. And like in 96, when he pretty much made Bout It, he made it in New Orleans in the basement. That hit song was made in the basement, in KLC basement.
Was that was you there for some of that recording?
I wasn't there for Bout It, but I was there for Ken and Abel, Seven Sins. I was there for the whole album, the whole entire album.
Okay, so that's quite early on and stuff. So I know people that are familiar with the No Limit run. That was definitely one of the earlier points of the label and stuff. So I don't think people would have been that familiar that you had been around that long prior.
Yeah, I've been around for a minute. When I first got around No Limit, it was PC Silk, Big Ad, Mia X, KLC, Moby, Gray B, and King George just left. And rest in peace to Vesta Scott was the manager. And then you had Bives. So that was No Limit. And then security was Versi and Pokey, Big Pokey.
Yeah, shouts out to Pokey, man, a good friend of the show and stuff as well.
Me and Pokey birthday the same day, man.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's my peeps. I just talked to him actually for the New Year.
Yeah, that's what's up. No. So going back a bit, that we sort of mentioned a bit, I guess, how you connected with No Limit, but to give a bit of your backstory, what was your sort of coming up like, or where did you grow up?
I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, from the Third Ward Parkway, which is down the street from the Calio Projects. Then if you go a few more blocks over, it's the Magnolia where Polk and I'm from. And then you have the Melphamine, rest in peace, where Fino from. So all of us pretty much from the Uptown Third Ward area. And we all went through KLC basement, Juvenile, Mystical. That's when Mystical first did his first hit. I'm Not That Nigga, So I was around all of that at that time. I started off beatboxing.
Okay.
If you go back and listen to Mia X and Silk song, Is All Because of You, that was me beatboxing all
that. Really? On that
Made Man album.
On the Made Man album.
Yeah.
We used to jam the shit out of that as well, especially with that beatboxing type.
Yeah, that was me, man. And I did something with Magnolia Slim too called Lil Bit long time ago. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Beatbox that too, yeah.
We'll have to find a way to check that out and stuff. So even that, your own sort of musical development and stuff, growing up in New Orleans, what was some of your musical influences and stuff when you was coming up, and when did you decide that, you wanted to sort of start carving your lane? You say you come from beatboxing. When did you start transitioning into the rap?
Um, First, it's so funny. The beatboxing come from Dougie. That was my first concert as a teenager. It was Slick Rick, which he was Ricky D back then, and Dougie Fresh and they DJs. I went to a skating rink um, out in New Orleans when I was a young kid, and that was my first experience. That's when I knew I loved hip hop. You know, when Dougie was on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where I knew I love hip hop. And my favorite rapper, people will never believe it. Scarface is my favorite rapper.
Okay.
Scarface is my favorite rapper because he got on everybody's song. And I was just telling my wife this yesterday. I was telling my wife, I was like, man, Scarface got on everybody's song and killed him. From Jay-Z to Eminem to Pac, everybody's song he got on, he killed them on it first. So Scarface is my number one rapper. You have Rakim, you have JC, um, Eminem, Black Thought. See, a lot of people forget what Black Thought, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go on, man. I'm a lyric man, you know.
Okay.
I'm all about lyrics.
And
Lyrics and substance.
that's dope. And even you mentioned, Face and just Face and lyrics guy, but he also somebody who got a significant kind of presence that he brings to tracks and stuff like that too. A signature cadence. I mean, similarly to yourself. I mean, you mentioned just bringing a presence and kind of killing everything that you rhyme. But that's something within the No Limit universe and within the hip hop universe that you was known to do with the tracks that you featured on. Going back now, we're looking at one of the first appearances, which I think even that is a lyric that a lot of people know when we think of your first appearance of a No Limit Soldier stuff. How did
Right.
those commercials and stuff come about? The first one I believe was on Life or
Life or
Death
Death.
album.
Yeah. So what happened? I was supposed to do that verse on Silk album, Charge It to the Game, on a Soldier song. I was supposed to put that verse on there. They had like a lot of people on there, and I didn't have the opportunity to get on that. So that night, me and C Murder, we went to the casino, and he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "What's wrong with Q? You look like you got something on your mind." And I was like, "Man, I wanted to get on that Soldier song, man," and I had a verse for it. And she was like, well, drop it. So I did that first appearance as a No Limit Soldier for all my critics. And so when I did it, and when I did it, he was like, I got something for you. Get with Odell with Beats by the Pound, and y'all put something together. I'm gonna put you on my album by yourself and introduce you. I was like, okay. So what happened, I wrote that beat, I wrote that verse off of I wrote it off Busta Rhymes. If you really want to call them with me, see that I sing. And if you go back and listen to the beat,
Yeah.
it runs first appearance as a No Limit Soldier for all the critics. Real soldiers be on for line and not to get it, we be blasting them up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
how I
crazy
wrote it.
because I couldn't really picture it at that beat. Now, I mean, I could not do with the grime sort of signature and stuff, but I'm so used to hearing it. And the one that you went, was it Old Dad that produced that one? Yeah, I think that one, just the whole dynamic of it coming together, and I think even C being out there and see at the end like, yo, P, yo, side this nigga, man.
Bring the weed, right? Yeah, and in the way that really, and that stood out too.
Yeah.
And so when I did Borsellini, Can't Hold Me Back, we was in California recording that. And we was in the studio and Odell pulled the beat up. Odell did that beat also. Now I wrote that verse off Tupac, Against All Odds.
Malcolm.
So if you listen to Against All Odds and you listen to that, Odell just flipped the beat.
Yeah.
Just flipped the beat around. Yeah, it's the same beat, but he just flipped it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I ever peeped that about that song either.
Yeah, see, I love music. That's why I can't get with today's music. There's no disrespect for none of the artists that's out, but I'm about substance. They're not talking about anything. They're not bringing nothing to the table for as making me rewind it. And I'm not too old school to get with today's music, but it's more of a it's like when we played our music, the older people was like, "Oh, turn that off." So I mean, I'm 48 now,
Yeah,
so I'm one of them older people now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's sort of like the turn of the wheel.
Yeah,
You find yourself then. I do hear it, but I do feel as though the level of sort of substance has definitely been taken out or missing from a lot of the new stuff nowadays. I do agree that there is some stuff out there that has it, but the thing about back in the day, everybody had their own sound and their own style, which I
own
think was
sound. Yes,
different. Where nowadays there's so much of the familiarity of everybody doing the same thing, sounding the same. Even we take no limit. A lot of people, sometimes they talk smack and say there was so much people on the label or the roster, but to me, everybody sounded different, but a different dynamic, had a different story to tell, which is why even like yourself, we would have wanted to hear the album. Like we had the features and stuff that you did on some of the other projects, and it was like we want to hear more. Can you remember like recorded New Orleans
New
Frets?
Orleans Threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. Actually, it was me, Fino, and Gotti. We recorded that at C Lobes Beats studio across the river in New Orleans, and it was for the Christmas No Limit album. And they called me. I wanted to do a song by myself, but then you know the timing was off, and so Fino called me and was like, "QB, come get on the song with me and Tooch." And so I went and drove over there, and we wrote the beat. Carlos put the beat on. We're the New Orleans dress and two New Orleans bags. And then I just wrote my verse, and that's where it came from. It was fun, man. That's why I say No Limit it was fun. I mean, you have your mishaps, but it's nothing for me to really talk about because I learned from it. I don't have the same spirit that everybody else have. I'm not angry with nobody. I'm not um I'm not upset about none of those things. You know, my spirit is just different. That's why God is blessing me now. Um, like if I was with No Limit, you know what I'm saying? For as my
Right.
life, finances, and everything, it's a blessing, man, and I'm humble. You know, and me and Cory Ricks, we have Kingdom Wealth Music, and like I told you, Christian Royalty clothing. You know,
Yeah, no, we definitely trying to get into that because as you said, you've been working on some gospel stuff with Corey Rex and Christian Royalty Records and stuff as well, which has been dope. And we definitely, excited to hear some of the new stuff that's coming with that. Not to dwell too much on the G stuff or on the old format, but as we said, some of those collaborations and features that stood out. We also had one which I thought was dope with the Ghetto Commission. I think, I think, I thought the Ghetto Commission album was one that was like, slept on and underrated in the aspect of
it
those
was,
albums,
man.
right? And
It
even
was. It was, man.
that
That
song
album,
is
and I was around. I was around for that album.
okay. Go ahead. Yeah,
And again, being a fan, I was around for that album, man. And to see Spade and Holloway and Walter and all of them, man.
yeah.
Them dudes was and what about Ghetto Commission? All of these styles was different, man.
Fact. Yeah.
All of these styles was different, and it was some cool dudes, bro. I was cool with all of them, bro. And they wanted to make sure I'd be on that album with them, you know. And I was real grateful for that, you know. I was
Yeah.
grateful.
I mean, another classic feature, another album that you was on with Mr. Magic's, rest in peace, Magic. What
Rest in
was
peace,
your
Magic, bro.
relationship like with Magic and your experience working with Magic?
My relationship with Magic was like a bro. I was the first person that really showed him around when he came. Because me and C Murder used to hang every day. And Magic came in town to visit first. And C told me to link up with him and just show him around Baton Rouge and just, hang out with him. And then me and Magic became tight. And actually, I was in Magic wedding when him and Chastity got married. And it was so awesome working on that song. We did that in California also. I was there for that album. Seeing him putting that whole Thuggin' album together, it was different. That album was different, man. It wasn't a regular No Limit sound. It was, it had its own unique sound, and Magic just that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to take it, he wanted to be different from the other sounds that he would normal get on with Beats by the Pound, and it wasn't nothing diss to Beats by the Pound. He just wanted something different, and that's what he did, man. And that album it was fun working on that album, man, because it was just like new producers, new engineers, and it was just different,
Yeah, no, it definitely had a rounded sound, and it was kind of opening the doors for like more of a world music, as you said, with the stuff Magic was doing, where he was touching on so many different stories, topics, styles, flavors, and the features on there, Solid, South, DIG, the rest of the campus stuff like that. With that being said, what a lot of people ask about TIU records and stuff. What was the early vision and stuff for your dealings with TIU records? Was that initially, the route that you was gonna go, and what sort of happened with that?
Yeah, what happened? C had started True Records, like 99 going into 2000. And 99 because Magic was the first artist on True. And Keno was the first producer on True with Daily Sound Production. And actually, I just talked to Keno the other day. And let's see, and it was supposed to be me and Miss Peaches. So that's what was supposed to be True Records, but P wound up signing me and Miss Peaches. And Magic was under True, and Keno was under True, but me and Miss Peaches was supposed to be under True, but it didn't work out like that. So, things went down the way it did, but everything with me and C, and we 1,000. We never had a misunderstanding, never had no conflict, nothing. That's my bro right there.
It's definitely unfortunate with how they set him up and stuff, and with circumstances and stuff what happened with him and Mac. It's great to see Mac back out and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been hanging out with Mac a lot, man. Actually, I was if you go look at some of his videos, you'll see him rocking this.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I just seen him with that crown.
Yeah, with the CR on it.
Yeah,
we went away with the CR. It's just a crown now. Yeah, but he been rocking it, man.
Nice. And what was the story with your album? And so many people want to know, was it completed? Why it didn't get the release date and stuff like that?
Well, actually, I never had an opportunity to start on it. Things had started turning to the worst when P went to playing basketball, and what else he was doing. I can't think at the time. I know basketball was one of the things, and he wasn't there on the daily like he was, so things didn't get handled the way it was supposed to get handled. And I was supposed to come out in 99. And it didn't happen. So, but Ghetto Ingredients was the album I was supposed to come out with, and it didn't get an opportunity to release. But I'm kind of glad, bro, because now me being on the gospel side, I'm glad to be a part of that legacy, be a part of that, because I went to the No Limit reunion when they came to Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. And man, it was so fun seeing, it was just like fun, and then it was so good to see everybody. I didn't get to see Pete and Chopper, but I got to see Boz. I got to see everybody, man. Mystical, Mia, Fiend, and then I went there. I was backstage with Mac when he finished performing. So, but I had an opportunity to see everybody, man. It was Silk, everybody, man. It was Mercedes. Yeah, it was all love, man. Crazy. It was good to see all of them, bro. They family. We family, man. Regardless of
No
whatever
Limit,
the
that's a
outside
big family.
world. Yeah, we family, man.
No Limit definitely is like a big family, man, and I think that's what even the fans love to see when everybody connects and has the reunions and stuff like that. It's always a dope look and stuff like that too. You mentioned you didn't get a chance to connect with P and stuff like that. What was it like with you working with him and stuff at the time that you did? And what would you say that you learned that you was able to carry forward into your own business endeavors and stuff?
Well, I learned from him. He used to talk to me about business more than anything. You know, he used to tell me, he was like, one time it was me, him, Silk and C, and we was going to the airport and to go to California. And he was like, QB, he was like, look, I'm gonna tell you how you make an album. You gotta do something to make people think. You gotta do something to make people cry. You have something out of the love, to have fun, enjoy it, and enjoy themselves. And if you go back and you listen to P music, P will tell you I wasn't the greatest or dopest lyrical rapper, but he know how to make people move. He know how to make people. When I miss my home, he make people cry and think of their family. He have his songs about Thug Girl and all of those type of things. And I just think he was real creative in his way of doing it. Then the help of everybody on the team, we all came together and came up with different concepts,
Yeah.
So it was fun, man. I never had no bump ins with him. I haven't had no run-ins with him because I was cool with the family. I still, talk to people in their family. So it's family, man.
Yeah. Well, we always appreciate hearing like the positive outlook on things and stuff as well. We do know that obviously when it comes to business, sometimes you have people with mixed thoughts and reviews and stuff like that. But ultimately, I think the opportunity that was presented and some of the stuff that was happening at the time for a label, especially an independent black label, was a big first and something that was groundbreaking for everybody. And we took a lot of different dynamics and pieces to make it all happen and stuff, including like input from the artists and stuff like that too. So we definitely salute the whole Tank and that, definitely, man, and the Colonel.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So moving forward, at what point did I guess you go your separate ways and stuff, and how did that sort of break down?
Well, what happened? I called P. I called him and asked him if they didn't really want me to do no music, can I get a release? I'm sorry about that. Can I get a release? Um, 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Hey, no worries, bro.
Hey, honey. Hey. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. So it was easy because I was really sitting around, and God rest the dead, Swat Bob just passed away, man. And Bob called me that Monday. I had just drove from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, and Bob called me that Monday and said, "Hey, what you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "Nothing." He said, "Man, I got some release papers for you." And I was so excited, man. Now the lawyer office didn't open till 8 o'clock. I got there at 6:30 in the morning. I drove from Baton Rouge. I got there at 6:30 in the morning because I was just excited because it was that Tuesday, but that Saturday I was moving here to Atlanta.
Welcome.
So look how God worked, how everything worked on the timing where I didn't have to come out here and still worry about me being under contract. So I met up with the lawyer, the attorney, and I got the release. And he told me, he was like, "Man, out of everybody that was coming, you were the only one that was humble and wasn't mad getting the release. Everybody in here coming here." And he was just telling me the different things people was coming to say. And I was like, well, I look at it as a blessing and an opportunity. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as he messed over me because he didn't have to work with me at all. He could have told me to get from around here. Don't come around here. But it didn't happen like that. So people have to understand when it's something that you have to appreciate in life. And that's what I think was wrong with the world now. Everybody think you're supposed to do things for them. I should have done it for you. Shouldn't did nothing. He didn't have to do nothing. He could have said, man, get that dude from around here, man. But it didn't work like that. He had me around because he knew my spirit was right. He knew I was a good dude, you know.
No, definitely, man. And talking about being right in the spirit and stuff, do you want to speak a bit about how you got onto doing the work within the gospel scene and what that transition was like? Uncle Greg as well. Shout out to Uncle Greg. He transitioned as well into doing gospel as well.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get in touch with Uncle Greg, man. I know he got all the gospel connects, man. That's what I'm really trying to get in touch with. So shout out to Uncle Greg, QB, trying to get in touch with you for Cory Rich, man. Let's do this. There's a lot of big projects we can do, man.
Yep. So when did you transition yourself into the gospel side?
2019.
Okay.
I reached out to Cory. I was in church one Sunday. I just said, God, I have a trucking business. I'm like, God, I appreciate the trucking and stuff like that. I've been doing it for so many years. I'm just ready to do something what I'm really excited about, And he said, call Cory. And what I did, I called Cory that day. I got out of church. And I said, what's going on, man? Let's do this. And we were talking. And I'm like, let's put together a gospel leader. He said, let's do it. And that's when it started. And then after that, that's when Christian Royalty Clothing came. Because our whole goal is to do in the clothing line is to open up Christian Academy.
Okay. That's pretty important and stuff there. So, as you said, the CR, Christian Royalty, I know you said you took the CR off the logo and stuff, but it's definitely a dope concept and stuff too. With that being said, what's your outlook like as a rapper and on the new generation of hip hop deaths that we see nowadays? It's a lot of people sometimes put the blame on the old music as well and say that it's a cycle of the gangster rap and this, that, and the third, and it keeps getting worse and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on some of these deaths in hip hop that we see on the young hip hop community?
The reason why they having those deaths because misled, low self-esteem. Some of these guys need love. They need a hug, discipline, understanding. That's why it's happening, because a lot of people wanting to be down so much. They want to be down so much that they get caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes, and they involve themselves. They involve themselves with the wrong people, and I just think people can really, because if you look at back in the days, man, if you seen LL Cool J battle Kool Moe Dee, man, it just was a battle and it was fun. We was like, damn, we want to hear Jack the Ripper. How you like me now? You know what I'm saying? But now, the way everything is now, them dudes really like on the ground. I went to the comedy show last night shout out to Cedric Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, Earthquake.
Okay, that's been a good show.
Oh man, it was D.L. Hughley, Eddie Griffin, Earthquake, Cedric the Entertainer, and Nephew Tommy, man. Okay. And when I tell you from the beginning, from Nephew Tommy all the way to the end of the Cedric Entertainer, I'm talking about, man, I had a headache today from laughing so much. But they were saying, they was talking about those type of things. They were just saying that, the young generation don't know how to just look at it as a battle. They want to have a misunderstanding, because I think when it comes with pride, they want to prove everything. They have something to prove. Like if we had a fight back in the days, we had to fight and we brush it off and we went our way. Yeah. Now if they fight, they gonna run to their car and want to shoot somebody down, because I think what it is, a lot of dudes, the insecurity part of it is because of maybe a female around.
I think people, you're probably right with the technology. Some people have said that they think with like social media and stuff like that, it could make things worse because it magnifies issues as opposed to you know, like if somebody probably said something that you was embarrassed about before, that you could probably sweep under the rug because not too much people have heard it or know about it. But some of them, I think, with social media now, it's like they feel if more people know about it, so you've got to, you know, put on an extra, you know, facade sometimes, or you got to do some extra shit sometimes. They feel because you know they've been exposed or been embarrassed or different things like that. So it's definitely, I think technology definitely has a part to play like that.
Right, they feel played. That's what I think the main thing is. And one thing that we don't address as Black people is mentally ill. That's where I think a lot of murdering come from. A lot of people be mentally ill, and they don't get it taken care of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do speak to Big Swole a lot as well. And we always do stuff on mental health advocacy because we do feel that definitely is something that's heightened within the community, and we see, you know, adverse effects. Actually, I was just talking to somebody earlier in New York, and he was telling me, he said, "Wow, you see one person doing some crazy shit, and then by the time you turn your shoulder and you look, you see some other wild shit." And he was saying the mental health, you know, not to make light of it, is definitely a high issue and stuff out there. So, I mean,
It is.
with that being said, somebody who's, you know, navigated to the point where you're at now, you've had a successful recording tenure with one of the biggest hip hop labels in the world ever. You went on to launch your own trucking business and stuff, and now got on to do your own work with the Christian.
Record label is King Noel Music, and the clothing line is Christian Royalty Clothing.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, okay, well, you made that clear for us. So, with that being said, you know, what advice would you give to young people and just how to navigate through some of these pitfalls and stuff?
Well, enjoy what you do. When you're doing music, especially, enjoy what you do. Don't do it because you think it's hot and it's gonna make you money. I try to tell people this: don't follow the money, follow your dream, follow what you enjoy doing. The money will come, you know. And I think what it is, a lot of people like to shy away from it. I think they need the best thing, the recipe to everything is get a relationship with God. A lot of people don't want to get a relationship with God because they want to do what they want to do. They believe there's a God, but they don't want to believe it because and try to go against it because they feel. I had a guy tell me, I feel like if I don't pray, I know somebody that don't believe in God and they're doing successful. Okay, but they're not in peace. You already say they have problems. And I'm just telling the young people that, like, you think because you're making the moolah, you know, you only need money to survive. If you have extra, is a blessing. So you should never have money and think you're better than somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because you could lose it. I didn't see people lose money because they thought spiritually they was better than somebody in the world, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And it's an important message, definitely, to echo out to the next generation and stuff, because for guys that have, especially like yourself, that have achieved certain levels and still continuing to make strides and stuff, positive developments, I think it's important that, you know, they can listen and know that it's coming from a place where we want to see the next generation succeed and continue to make positive strides and stuff.
Right, man. I love young people, man, because especially the ones that want to learn new things, because that's how we learn from the older people. You know, I listen to them. They say listening is $1 billion. Being stubborn, you'll be broke all your life.
Mm.
You know, and a lot of these young people, I was at an event by my neighbor, and I was talking to the young people, and they was laughing at me. I was like, get where I'm at. That's what you do. You get where I'm at. You laughing. And I didn't get in my feelings or anything. I just look at them like, damn, they spiritually messed up. Like and I look at my kids and I'll be like, oh, thank you, God, that my kids don't listen to say, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know who Young Dolph was till he got killed. I didn't know who the Hustle was till he got killed. You know what I'm saying? But I love what both of them gentlemen did.
Nah.
You know, what they was out there doing and for us giving back and teaching young people that is in those those environments, that you can strive and do it clean. You can clean this up. So that's one thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, it's good for young people to know as well that you can always make changes and God accept everybody. I know you said sometimes you feel as though people don't want to make that connection. I know sometimes we go through such difficult tribulations and people have adopted ways that aren't necessarily unto them. So sometimes, people can feel as though they're not worthy enough, I guess, sometimes to, try and seek God or connect with God, but God accept everybody and stuff. So, as long as young people kind of get that message and understand, they can always make that connection and reach out.
Yeah, but as soon as they get shot or something, oh God, help me, Jesus. They know everybody in the Bible then.
Yeah, I think it was Farrakhan or somebody that said that too. He said people can say they don't believe in God, but if you're on a plane and the plane starts going down, then they're gonna be looking up and calling for somebody.
Hey, that's for real, man. That's real. He's speaking of real on that. Yep. But tell get people to look up Cory Ricks. That is I am CoryRicks.com. That is where they could go purchase the music. Go on to the music link and they could go down. We selling our music for $1.50 and it comes straight to us. The music that's coming straight to us is the money that's going towards to open up the Christian Academy. Okay. So the money is not our money to be balling and buying Bentleys and all of that. That's not our goal. Our goal is none of that. Our goal is to open Christian Academy up for these young people, man, to teach them the Word of God and to also, teach them leadership and ownership and becoming a CEO for whatever business. Because everybody is not built to have a business. Some people are workers. But if you do work somewhere, you still want to teach them to work to their full strength.
No, definitely. And to be, valued and to take pride in their work and stuff like that as well. And I think that's what it comes down to, is stuff like that. And what about the Christian Royalty gear? Where can they get that from?
That is www.thechristianroyalty.com.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get
all together.
A link up and stuff like that in the description.
Yeah, you could just go in there and all of the clothes. We have the leather hat, and we also have it's the leather trucker hat.
Okay.
And we have the hoodies with Christian Royalty going down the sleeve, and if you see it on site, we have white and black. That's our colors right now. And this year we're coming out with women clothing. We also coming out with handbags and slippers and belts and stuff like that, socks.
Some little different bits and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So before we wind down, we usually ask people, especially No Limit related, some of their top 5 No Limit artists or albums. So who would you have, or what would you have on your list?
If I was on the outside?
As a fan, as a listener,
that's from No Limit. My number 1, come on, man. Mac is number 1. Soulja Slim. Mystical the Entertainer, man. Mia X. Ghetto Commission. That I'm just looking at far as lyrics, that Fiend. Oh man, I'm sorry. Womp womp. I can't forget Fiend. That Easy. Yeah, I just
in my head that he said GCs. I thought that's cool anyway, because GCs was like a group, so smart pick.
yeah. But Fiend, I can't forget Mr. Fiend, Mr. Womp Womp, bro. Like lyrics. We used to battle, bro. We used to battle. Me, Mac, Fiend, all of us. We used to freestyle all the time, bro. That's what made us good.
Yeah. Iron sharpens iron and stuff, and especially being in that sort of environment and stuff would definitely be good. What do you think about people saying they want to see a No Limit versus Cash Money for the culture?
Man, that'll be dope, man, because we really all grew up together, man. It wouldn't be no, I don't know. I just think we'll have to get over the P and Baby situation. But besides that, I think it'll be dope, man. I really wish that could happen, man. That's why it was so dope that for the reunion, they added Juvenile to the concert.
Yeah, Juvenile. I've seen it on a few of them.
Yeah, I think it was in Houston or Dallas, one of the shows. I think it was Dallas.
I think it's actually scheduled for a few more upcoming dates as well.
Yeah, so that was dope to have Juvenile with Cash Money because we all came up. We all from uptown, man. One person was from downtown was Mia X and Mr. Magic.
Okay, I gotta ask, could you say the P and Birdman situation, is that just a thing where they just had different?
It's just pride. They wasn't beefing. No, it wasn't no beef. It was just more pride. They both from uptown. They both went to school together. You know, it's just a man pride thing.
Nah.
It's no beef, no animosity. It wasn't no run-ins. It wasn't none of that, bro. It was just more of a I'm the king type thing. That's
yeah. Two bulls can't be raised in the same pen.
That's it. That's all it was. It was nothing what the media was trying to make it like them dudes was beefing and they hated each other. Nah, it wasn't.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you tapping in with us. And is there anything else you want to let people know about or to check out, or where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, look up I am Cory Ricks at I am Cory Ricks. Look up at The Christian Royalty and at Kingdom Wealth Music on Instagram. And you can look up the websites what the clothing is, www.thechristianroyalty, and for the music and for the bio to learn about Cory is www.imcoroyricks.com. I appreciate you guys having me. And what part of London you
in? East.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't say anymore just for privacy purposes in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
Well, when we have to air,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And people be listening now.
Right. Be knocking on your door.
But yeah, we definitely one more thing I was gonna say, could we hear you on maybe some new music, even if it's on the gospel side of things, or are you more focused on just producing and doing
just more
stuff
just CEO. That's it. Yeah, I'm retired from it, But music is in my soul. I love music, and I know I have an ear for music. So what we putting out with Kingdom Wealth Music, it would be nothing but amazing music. I look out for Cory Ricks' new single, You Make Me Happy. It's on our website, so go check it out. You might like it. I mean, you will like it. Not might. You will like it because it has that island feel to it.
Okay, nice. Yeah, no, we'll check it out. And it's definitely been good to hear more, as you said, from like a hip hop aspect, just to know that you're a wider, hip hop aficionado and stuff as well. I know people sometimes they might have heard you on a few features and not know the full scope that actually, you're really about this hip hop life. It's more than just, you just featured on a few songs and just dropped a few verses. You're actually, a significant part of the scene and the culture of that too, man.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So, family, definitely join us next time. BackTheOnline.com. Tapping with us. It's your boy Fonzie QB. Peace. Salute. Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on BackTheOnline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.